Hey everyone, welcome back to MoveSkill.com. So one of the issues we deal with a lot with our clients is tight hip flexors. We've shown you the couch stretch before. This is a good place for a lot of people to work on, but for a lot of you, that's not even an option. You're not even ready for that. If you're in this position and you're feeling pulling on the knee or a lot of pain, I recommend trying what I'm going to show you today, which is this kneeling hip flexor stretch. I would even go as far to recommend, if you're spending honestly any more than 2 hours in a row in a seated position, to work on this daily, right? It's something easy to throw in at home, in your office, anything like that. The reason is being in that seated position for that long, your hip flexor is getting really short, that psoas muscle is getting short and tight, and then you come ready to exercise and you expect to undo that within an hour's worth of work, and chances are you're doing more damage to yourself than good if you're not dealing with this. So I'd say 9 out of 10 times your hip flexors are tight, even if you don't really think so or realize. So just to kind of cover what I'm going to be doing today, this is an active stretch. Some people call this PNF stretching. It's a contract relax method that we found works really, really well for making not just quick flexibility enhancements, but long term. It's one of those things that in the beginning it's going to be tough. You might notice a quick increase of range of motion and then actually a decrease the next day. You got to stick with it. So I recommend 2-3 weeks of really continuous work on this. If you're really tight, for kind of the average tightness or just someone who's doing a lot of work and also a lot of sitting, I would put this into your regular warm-up routine because it's really beneficial. You'll see a lot of quick gains. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to kneel, pick something soft. You're going to need like a folded up sweatshirt, a towel, a cushion, a soft carpet, a ab mat works really well. But you need to be able to drive your knee into the ground, and if it's something hard and you're holding back because it hurts your knee, then you're not going to really get the full benefit of this stretch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kneel. I'm going to find a normal stretch position, kind of like this normal lunge stretch, and I'm looking for a feeling of a stretch, ideally in the hip flexor, maybe some in the quad as well if you're tight in the quads, but this isn't exactly what we're going after. What we're going to do is we're going to find this stretch, and that's going to be our start position. Really, really important thing to understand when you're doing this. The psoas muscle, commonly referred to as the hip flexor, the muscle that does this kind of elevation of the leg, you have to understand where inside your body it's attached. So the entire back side of your lower back of your spine has that attachment point, that insertion point for the psoas. Right? What will happen a lot of times when we have people start in this kneeling position is they'll feel some stretching here, but I see a huge arch in their low back and it's getting pulled forward. So you have to start with almost a flattened low back position. So what I'm going to recommend you do is find that kneeling position. It should be nice and comfortable at first. And actually lean forward a little bit and round out your low back slightly until it's more flat than neutral. From here, you're going to tighten your abs enough that you can really give yourself a whack. This needs to stay on the whole time. So later on when we're doing this contract relax, I'm going to say things like relax. Don't relax this. This needs to stay on the entire time because we need to maintain that flat part of the low back. So abs are tight, and from here, even just sitting up a little bit more upright, I can feel that stretch in my hip flexor. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drive this knee forward into the ground, pull my heel of my front leg back at the same time as hard as I can for 5 seconds. Okay, so we're going to do this hard, hard, hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep my abs on, and now I relax this and I try and go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to hang out here for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I contract again hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to see if I can go any further, and sure enough, things opened up a little bit more. Let's do it one more time. Contract hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it opens up more. You have to squeeze, and I really mean this, as hard as you possibly can. Make sure that you're driving the knee in. It's that contracting into the ground and the contracting of the muscle that we're trying to stretch that's gonna help. So we're fatiguing this muscle, we're working hard, 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 and then relax. Again, keep the abs on, and what you should notice is, that you can slowly start to open up that range of motion. Now, don't expect something massive, but I have seen people start relatively upright and end, something closer to this position. You can make some big gains. I would recommend doing some air squats before and after each side, just so you can actually kind of feel whether or not there's a difference and you making some progress. Another good way to do this is take pictures or just have someone kind of eyeball it, or just go by feeling. Again, every day if you're tight, right? If you can't even get your leg up against the wall in that couch stretch position, start here. This basic method can be taken a lot further, all the way to where we have some people working on side splits. But for you right now, your goal is just get the hip flexor opening up enough that you're taking some pressure off your low back, you're allowing this mechanism to move more smoothly, more fluidly, and allowing more range of motion, better range of motion. All right, I hope this helps you guys. Have a good one.